Alright, hello people of YouTube, this is Warburner87, and today I'm bringing you an underused match against Mr. Emolo. We both lead off with our Bronzons, and yeah, we both set up the rocks, and since I have a dual screening Bronzon, I do what dual screeners do and set up both screens. He switches out to his Rotom H. I'm expecting a fire type attack, but with light screen up and this being max specially defensive, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to take it. I use Trick Room on so yeah, I can bring in my Victini and start to get some work done. He does the overheat. I was expecting him to do that, and yeah, now hopefully I was hoping that I'd be able to start setting up and be able to do some early damage with my Victini. Use the V-Create in the Trick Room. It's very powerful. His Will-O-Wisp does nothing, and he decides to switch out. I go for the Zen Headbutt to try and get flinch attacks, but he switches out to his Blastoise, so I just do some moderate damage. But knowing that my Victini really can't do anything against that Blastoise, even with full screens up and Wild Charge being known, I know that Blastoise would still beat me out. So I switch out to my Shuckle. He poisoned my Shuckle. Then next turn he's Rapid Spin, and I go and poison that Blastoise with my Shuckle's Toxic to try to stall him out. Here I use Knockoff to get rid of those lefties because they're really highly unnecessary. Now my screens are gone. He goes for another Scald. I survived like I was planning, so I go for the rest. I figured I'd be able to survive that because the damage he dealt was 176, my Shuckle had 180 health left. So, no, it was 76 and I had 80 left. But anyways, I'm just stalling him out here. Since he knows his Blastoise is going to die and my Shuckle's about to wake up, he goes for the Roar, switches out my Shuckle, so now he has to sleep for 2 more turns. And now it brings out my Hitmontop, he switches out to his Bronzon. I just do a fake out to see what item he's carrying, since I really didn't get to see. And now I know he's using leftovers. I switch over to my Sableye to use Knockoff to get rid of those leftovers. But he switches over to his Crocodile that has a Choice Scarf on, and I knock off his Choice Scarf. Now, I go for the burn for that Crocodile because those things are very dangerous, as you should all know, with their Moxie and whatnot. That high base attack stat. But he's just going to crunch away. My guessing, just trying to get a defense down, defense fall, so he can do something with my Sableye. It's really not working out too well. I did another knockoff there, so once I did that recover, it would recover more than more than like 25%. And this turn I have more than not half the spam. Well, I go switch out my Sableye. He uses Pursuit. I'm not entirely sure what made him want to do that, but he did. Bring my Shuckle out, figuring I'd be able to wake up against this Crocodile. It uses Earthquake. It does a very little amount of damage to my Shuckle, so I'm like, okay, even though this thing is especially defensive, I can take these hits. My Shuckle, about to wake up next turn, he brings in his Arcanine. I was expecting a Flare Blitz, and I was just going to see how well I'd take it, but he does the close combat. So I go for the Toxic here, poison him, because Life Orb users never like Toxic, Burn, or anything like that. Drains them really fast. He does another close combat. I figured that if he was just doing that, then he was going to do Flare Blitz to try and KO me, or I thought I'd be able to take 2 Flare Blitzes. But regardless, it doesn't matter. He's still just going for the close combat. And, yep. Just trying to mash out rest for when I wake up. He does another close combat, and he got the crit. That really hurt my Shuckle. Bring me down to very little HP. I think I had like 34 or 36 left at this point. He does Pursuit, expecting me to switch out, but I don't see what the point would be, because unless I was going to like switch out Rapid Spin and switch him back in immediately. But then I still know that Bronzon would be able to take out my Shuckle at that low of a health, so I just go for the rest, trying to stall him out and hopefully survive the Earthquake that I was expecting. He used Stone Edge, and that did quite a lot to me. I'm not sure why he wasn't using that earlier, against my Shuckle to do some damage, especially since it has a higher crit chance. Guess he didn't want to just risk the miss, but I went for a knockoff on this S-Cavalier, since I was going to wake up that turn. And that Iron Head just one-hit KOs me. I was not expecting that. And since it just keeps using Iron Head, I think this is banded. But I switched out to my Sableye, burned it for obvious reasons, you know, residual damage, be able to survive. Now, I'm just recover spamming with Sableye. He switches out to his Rotom H. I did the same thing, recovered. Here he uses Thunderbolt. I know it still has leftovers, so I use Knock Off to get rid of those lefties, because that is pretty dangerous. I don't need him recovering life on me. I go for another recover. I'm really not sure why. He's doing more damage than I'm healing with my recover and leftovers combined. So I switch out, go to my Bronzong. Since he's specially defensive, I figured that I'd be able to take a couple attacks and then just set up a light screen. He goes for the overheat and KOs my Bronzong. Now with his special attack at -2 now, I figured, you know what? I think it's about time to wrap up this game with my Victini. Bring him out, set up a Trick Room, Lefty's Recovery. This Victini has 404 HP, and it's got 328 attack. It's max attack, max health. But I go for the V-Create, trying to get myself more effective in the Trick Room. And I just keep going for the V-Create, because the lower my speed, the better he performs in the Trick Room. And since the rest of his team will just kind of die to V-Create, 180 base power is nothing to sneeze at, especially with that stab. But he brings out his Bronzong, and it's slower than my Victini, so he gets to go first, hits me with the Earthquake, bring out my Hitmontop, and then I just switch right over to my Slowbro. The attack down was just to be very safe. That does virtually nothing, that Gyro Ball of his, to my Slowbro. I go for the Fire Blast, get the crit. I was not expecting the crit, but it's very welcome. It just saves me some time, and saved us some time, actually. Just keep using that Fire Blast. I know I'd be able to take him down. And now he brings out his S-Cavalier. Now this thing, I get a critical hit on that Fire Blast, but I find that to be pretty unnecessary. Yes. That was a good game. I enjoyed it. And yeah, Mr. Imolo, nice Pokemon Online player. I really enjoyed this match, testing out my new team. I'm not sure if he was testing out a new team or not. It says testing, so it's possible. But anyway, that is all for now. So, this is Warburner87. Leave a comment if you want me to do more Pokemon Online videos. And, yeah. See you next time.